right, everyone. Happy Tuesday to everybody. This is the 187 District Court. Thank you. These are the rules. You're so awesome. Thank you. These are the rules of the 187 District Court. Number one, this is a courtroom. If you do not behave appropriately, you will be required to appear in the courtroom. Number two, I'm going to open breakout rooms. When I open breakout rooms, you will be invited to go to a breakout room. Do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call your name and assign you to a room. To all the attorneys, if you have an agreement, no matter how small the agreement, you need to put that in the chat box to Norma Ferguson. She's listed as Ferguson Coordinator. If you have an agreement and your client is on bond, you will need to include your client's email address. Mr. Gonzalez, if you're going to chew gum, as they would tell me in elementary school, don't chew it like a horse or a cow. Don't need to see all the smacking. The other thing, in the courtroom, if you wish to leave, for attorneys, if you wish to leave and Zoom to another courtroom, you're more than welcome to Zoom to another courtroom. However, if your name is called and you are not here, you would go to the end of the line. And for all the defendants, no one is excused until I excuse you. So attorneys, please do not bombard the court coordinator with text messages asking if you can get a reset, asking if you can leave, because the only person who can agree to give you a reset is me, and the only person who can give you leave is me. I'm going to call the names of the attorneys, and this is the order you will appear in. Edward Garza.
I'm here, Your Honor. I'm on Colt Boone.
Oh, just one second. Kelly Kittle. EQ Lee.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Jonathan Watkins.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Anthony Robado. Joseph Acevedo.
Here, Your Honor.
Caitlin Bennett. Milton Butler.
I'm present, Your Honor.
Thank you. Chris Simpkins.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Is there anyone whose name I missed?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm filling in for the Nathaniel Navy this morning on Ricardo Betancourt.
All right. Anyone else?
Attorney Jonathan Perez.
Okay. Are you filling in for Jonathan Perez?
No, ma'am.
Are you the defendant?
He's representing me.
All right. So everyone, I'm going to call the attorney's names, not the defendant's name. If you don't hear your attorney's name, rest assured you will get a chance to speak with your attorney today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And everyone, if you are not a part of the conversation, I'm going to ask you to mute yourself. It is easy for the court reporter to hear when everyone's audio is not on. Okay, just one moment. And for attorneys, when I send you to a breakout room, please be patient. The prosecutors have the ability to move throughout breakout rooms. And if you're waiting in the breakout room, think of it as a doctor's office. And what that means is when you go to a doctor's office and you get called to the back of the room and you think you're going to see the doctor right away, but really they're just checking your blood pressure and your weight, that's what's happening here. So just remember that we have a limited number of prosecutors, so they will get to you as soon as possible. So Edward Garza, what is your client's name?
Colt Boone.
Can you spell the last name for me, please?
B-O-O-N-E.
And is this criminal trial division or family violence?
I believe it's criminal trial.
Okay. I'll send you to breakout room number 1. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
Kelly Pittle.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Who do you have?
I have Federico Martinez. His phone is labeled, his screen is labeled LGK40.
All right, what's the first name?
Federico
Last name?
Martinez.
All right, and everyone, I'm typing this in. So to all the defense attorneys, I'm adding your client's name to your name so that the prosecutor will know where to go. And is this criminal trial division or family violence?
Family violence, Judge.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 2. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thanks.
He-Q Lee.
Judge, I have Virginia Ruiz, and I have not been able to get in touch with her. I had emailed, she's on a PR bond, and I emailed them. They gave me a phone number, and that's the phone number I've been trying. I did reach out to them again by email, and I haven't heard back in case something's changed. I figure by now she's been reporting to them. So, you know, maybe if you could give me till the end of the day to get in touch with her. The only number I have, I've called and texted numerous.
All right, I give everyone till 10:30. If you would like to confer with the state now, you can do that. And then if she shows up, we'll take care of it.
Okay.
All right, so it's criminal trial division, and I'll send you to breakout room number 3. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Okay.
All right, the next person up is Jonathan Watkins.
Your Honor, I'm present. And I'm sorry, Judge, I'm having issues with my video. I may sign in on another device if the court allows me to.
All right.
I
What
have
is
go ahead, Judge.
What is your client's name?
Yes, ma'am. His name is Obit Yurdialas. It's a CTD ag assault case, Judge.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4, and a prosecutor will meet you there. Mr. Uridalis, you're not going to 4, your attorney is. Once your attorney needs to speak with you, he'll let me know.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
ma'am. You have a beautiful day.
All right, you're welcome. All right, the next person up is Anthony Robado.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, who do you have?
I have Aaron Pouch.
Aaron, and how do you spell the last name?
It's Pouch.
And is it criminal trial division or family violence?
I believe it's family violence, Your Honor.
All right, and how do you spell the first name?
Aaron.
Okay. All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
And Kelly Piddle, you're back.
Yes, Judge, we have an agreement. I'm just sending Norma and David my client's email address. I just asked them to confirm what it is.
All right, thank you. All right, the next person up is Joseph Acevedo.
Judge,
Hello, who's your client?
Stephanie Gomez. I was just retained yesterday evening, so I have no discovery. I have nothing.
Okay, is it criminal trial division or
Criminal?
family violence?
Criminal trial?
Okay, I'm going to send you to breakout
Judge,
room number
Judge,
6.
I know nothing about the case. I have no discovery.
They're
may I
going to
have
tell
a-
you things about the case. Why do people have a problem with talking to each other? I don't understand that.
Because I know nothing about the case.
Yeah, go to breakout room number 6. The state will speak to you. They will get your information. They will get your client's information. So please just go to breakout room number 6.
Okay.
Thank you. Caitlin Bennett.
Good morning, Judge. I'm actually appearing on behalf of Jennifer Zarka, and our client's name is Derek Garcia. I believe it's family violence.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 7, and a prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, the next person up is Milton Butler. Who do you have?
I have Joel Gale, Guel.
And is it family violence or criminal trial division?
Criminal Trial Division.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 8.
Yeah, thank you.
Chris Simpkins.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, just one moment, I'm sorry. Who do you have?
Ariana Starks.
You said Ariana Starks,
Yes, I'm sorry.
Starks?
Yes.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
I believe it's CTD.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 9. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, the attorney here for Nathaniel Navy, where are you? Attorney
I'm
for
here, Your
Nathaniel
Honor.
Navy.
And I apologize, my internet.
All right, what is the client's
Can you
name?
hear me, Your Honor?
Yes, I can. What is the client's name?
It is Ricardo Betancourt. Ricardo Betancourt, Your Honor.
All right, is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial division.
I'll send you to breakout room number 10. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Matthew Allen?
Yes, Judge. I'm here for Guillermo myself, Sergio Soto. It's a criminal trial division case.
Okay, I'll send you to breakout room number 11. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Paula Perez?
Yes, good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Where's the photo of your cute son?
You know where, I was going to say, you know where to find it.
I do.
Yeah.
So who do you have?
Christopher Batu.
How do you spell the last name?
Battu.
All right, is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It is criminal trial division.
Okay, I'll send you to breakout room number 12 and a prosecutor will meet you there.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Fernando Trevino? Fernando Trevino?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Who is your client?
Mark Rios.
And is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Actually, I don't know what, because I think he picked up, no.
Let me see, just one moment.
Assault on a pregnant person is this one, but I think he's got two others.
All right, it's family violence.
Okay.
I'll send you to breakout room number 13.
Okay.
Jonathan Pettis, you are back.
Good morning, Judge. Yeah, I was having some technological difficulties. I had to get another laptop, but we're good now.
Okay, were you already assigned to a breakout room or no?
No, not yet, Judge. I just need to get the specifics on the offer.
Okay, what is your client's name?
Diego Ayala. He's present.
Is it family violence or criminal trial division?
Criminal trial division, Judge.
And how do you spell the last name?
Ayala.
Hey, I spelled it correctly. Yay! All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 14 and a prosecutor will meet you there.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, anyone else back from the breakout room? All right, HEQ, you're back. If you want to zoom out HEQ and zoom back in at 10:30.
Yes, I will do that. I will do that. Okay, thanks, Judge. I'll see you.
All right, you're welcome. All right, everyone who's moving around, could you please find a stationary place and sit? Because everybody gets nauseous when there's a lot of movement on the screen. I always tell people, you're not filming Apocalypse Now, just have a seat, we'll get to you. Charles Bonk is still connecting to audio. Kelly Piddle, do you need to be in a breakout room with your client?
Judge, if I can sign the paperwork and review it first, and then and I can get back to you and go into a breakout room. That would be
Yes.
wonderful. Thank you.
Charles Bonk? Charles Bonk?
Yes, Judge.
Yes. What is the name of your client?
I believe it to be Damone Wyatt. I have another off docket item I need to talk to somebody about, just about getting a bond set on somebody.
Okay, just give me one moment.
Thank you.
And is Mr. Wyatt, is that a criminal trial division or family violence?
Family, I believe it to be criminal trial division.
All right. And what is the off docket case?
The off docket case. It is a gentleman by the name of Quincy Shields. Let me get a number for you on that. It's just a gentleman who was indicted a year ago. They never picked him up until like a week ago, or that he never knew there was a warrant until a week ago. So now he's got a warrant out, but no bond set. So I'm trying to get a bond set so I can satellite him. His case number is 2020 4106. It's family violence, and I'll be happy to break out with them and talk to them about it if you'd like me to.
Yes. See if you all can come up with an agreement. If you
I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can.
All right. So first, we'll handle the case that's on the docket. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 15, and a prosecutor will meet you there.
I look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anthony, you're back.
I am, Your Honor. Can I confer with Mr. Pouch, Mr. Aaron Pouch?
All right, Aaron Pouch, where are you?
I see him at the bottom of the screen. I think he's.
All right, Mr. Pouch, let me see if I can ask him to start video and ask to unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your attorney.
Okay.
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5. And Anthony, if you'll go back to number 5, please.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Anyone else back from the breakout room? All right, Mr. Pouch, you need to join breakout room number 5. He's there. He made it. Tom, could I,
Yes, Judge.
could I see you in breakout room number 2 quickly, please?
Yes, Judge.
All right, anyone else back from the breakout room? And I see Megan Enriquez, who do you have?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here for John Coons on Everett Gonzalez, and our client is logged in. I believe John's been talking to Tom, so when Tom has a minute, if I could confer with Tom, that'd be great.
All right, and you say it's Everett?
Everett Gonzalez. He's there. Everett, if you can unmute yourself and say present or something.
I'm here, Judge.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 16. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Fantastic. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Joseph Acevedo, you're back.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and so your client is Stephanie Gonzalez?
Stephanie
Gomez.
Gomez.
All right, so is your client on the Zoom screen? Stephanie Gomez, where are you?
I think she's still trying to figure it out, but she should be on momentarily.
Okay, as soon as she comes on, I'll talk about your case.
Okay.
All right. Jonathan Watkins, you're back.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm back. I was able to confer with Mr. Sanders. Judge, what we're trying to do on Mr. Urdiales' case is we're asking the court to remove a monitor. We don't have an agreement with the state, but I only have one witness in brief argument. And Judge, I can log in on a different device. That way my video is receptive.
Well, if is someone going to have, yeah, that would probably be best.
Okay, Judge. Yeah, let me do that, Your Honor. That way you can see me and stuff.
All right, everyone, just give me a brief. Okay. So let me see where that motion is.
Judge, before you start, this is Kelly Piddle. Can I go into a breakout room with LGK 40, please?
Yes, just give me one moment.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, LGK 40. I'll send you to breakout room number 19. All right, and Norma, is there a Stephanie Gomez? Stephanie Gomez. All right, Joseph, if you want to zoom out and zoom back in, your client is not here.
Hello, yes, ma'am, I am. I couldn't get the unmute button off.
All right, you need to show your video.
Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Let's see. Hold on one second.
All right, if you can't operate
go.
that.
There
All
we
right,
go.
thank you.
Thank you. Sorry.
All right, so Joseph, did you get a chance to speak with the state?
I did, Your Honor.
All right, Norma, on Miss Stephanie Gomez, can you give that a 30-day reset?
Yes, ma'am. Give me 1 second. Come back on April 13th.
All right, you're going to come back on April 13th, Ms. Gomez.
Okay.
And at that time, I'm going to give you a plea deadline date.
Okay.
All right, you and your attorney are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else back from the breakout room?
Judge, good morning. Ed Garza, I'm back.
Yes.
Spoke to Jordan and he doesn't have enough information to be able to give me a plea offer this morning on the only charge that's been indicted. And I have not had any contact with Mr. Boone. I don't even know if he's on the Zoom right now.
All right, Coach Lance Boone, where are you, Mr. Boone? I'll give your client till 10:30 to show up. You can zoom out and zoom back in.
Okay, Judge, thank you.
Thank you. Caitlin Bennett, you're back?
Yes, Judge, I just got back.
Yes.
We talked a little bit. We got a new offer and he's going to actually look into some stuff. And so I'm requesting a reset.
All right, who's the prosecutors on this?
I just talked to Joe Ray Garcia.
All right, Joe Ray, what's happening with Mr. Derek Garcia?
He actually said he was going to another breakout room.
I'm back.
No, he's here.
Oh, okay.
Judge,
And
for
where's
now,
and I'm sorry, just one moment. And where's Mr. Garcia?
He was on here previously.
Okay, I see him. So what's happening with this?
well, Judge, for now, we have an offer. We relayed an offer to defense.
All right, and today is your, was that offer relayed today?
Yes, it was modified a little bit, but it's almost the same as the last one.
All right, Norma?
Yes, ma'am.
Today was the plea deadline date for this case. The state is telling me that they modified the offer slightly. So Mr. Garcia, this case is going to be recalled for Friday. And at that time, you can either accept the state's offer or reject it. It's completely up to you. Ms. Bennett, have you ever had a chance to give Mr. Garcia the new offer?
I have not.
All right, so before I give Norma, before we call them on Friday, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with Mr. Garcia. Mr. Garcia, if you'll go to breakout room number 7, your counsel will give you the offer and then you can let me know if you're accepting it or not.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Fernando Trevino, you're back?
Yeah, we're back, Judge. Nicholas Rios is his client.
Yes.
He shows on bond on the docket, but he actually got arrested on Sunday, so he's in jail. I don't know if Norma can get him on this morning or if we need to recall it or.
Norma, do you think you'll be able to get Nicholas Rios here?
I can try, Judge. Let me call the jail right now.
All right, we'll find out. Milton Butler, you're back?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge, on this case, his client has one case that's awaiting indictment. When I looked over the report, it mentions that there may be some higher charges coming. And so I want to reach out to the detective to see if they plan on filing any other cases.
All right. And your client, Mr. Guel, I think I'm mispronouncing his name. Your client has been zooming in and out and he's having trouble with Zoom. So Norma?
He just tried to call me right while we were talking.
Norma?
Judge, give me a second. I'm on the phone with the jail. Give me just one moment, Judge.
All right.
Okay, Judge, I'm sorry. Go right ahead.
Yes. So Norma, on Mr. Guel, we're going to need a reset date for him.
Okay.
And state, when do you think you'll have information?
Like 2 weeks.
All right, can we recall this, Norma, probably for the beginning of April? And you need to put it on an in-person day. And Mr. Guel, I've noticed that you've been having trouble with zooming in and zooming out. So you will be able to either show up in person if you can't zoom in, zoom out, zoom in and zoom out. But Mr. Butler, you can still be by video.
Your Honor, Mr. Gale is living in Tennessee right now.
Well, he needs to work on his phone because right now he keeps popping in and popping out. So he needs to go to Starbucks or wherever he needs to go to get some decent Wi-Fi or something because this is not working.
Okay.
So if you can see, if you can work with him by then. And Norma, can you recall this for the beginning of April, please?
April 7th, Judge.
All right, so we're going to come back on April 7th. And Mr. Butler, if you can see if you can work out your client's video capabilities.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you and your client are excused.
Thank you.
Trisha Padilla?
Yes.
Yes, who do you have?
I've got Michael Rosas, and it's my understanding that he went in person. So
Yes,
I don't know.
He's in
Okay.
the courtroom.
Can I confer with him since he's there?
Yes.
If that's possible, thank you.
To the courtroom, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 17.
Yes, Judge.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dan Rodriguez.
Your Honor, I have Curtis Mooneyhan. He's in the courtroom, I believe.
How do you spell his last name?
Mooneyhan.
And
He
is
is
it
page
criminal?
1 of your docket.
All right. Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's a trial division.
All right. I'll send you to breakout room number 18. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
All right. Caitlin Bennett, you're back.
Yes, Judge. I discussed the plea offer with our client, and we do not want to accept that plea offer today.
All right. Mr. Garcia. Derek Garcia. Can you please go back to breakout room number 7 and have your client come back to the main room, please?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Garcia, can you unmute?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Norma, are we able to recall this case for Friday?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Garcia, my understanding that the state made a slight modification to the offer that was previously tendered. The court is going to recall this for Friday, March 12th. That will be your plea deadline date. The court will not extend the plea deadline date any further. So on that date, either you are accepting the offer that the state has tendered or you're not accepting it. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're both excused. I'll see you on Friday.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Anyone else back from a breakout room?
I am, Judge.
Yes.
On Ms. Starks, I've conferred. I don't believe she's present at this time. I've spoken with her bond company. I have not been able to get contact. I spoke with the bond company yesterday. They have not had contact.
All right, I give everyone till 10:30. You can zoom out and zoom back in at 10:30.
All right, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Fernando Trevino.
Yes, Your Honor.
On Mark Rios. Norma is working on seeing if we can get him here.
Okay.
All right, and let me find the motion on your client. Just 1 second. And who is the prosecutor who's taking up the bond issue with Jonathan?
Judge, I sent you that motion last night. If you can't find it, let me know and I'll resend it to you.
All right, thank you. I'm looking for it now.
Judge, I don't know what the bond issue is. Jonathan, have you talked to somebody or not?
This morning I was dealing with Marcus. He and I.
Oh, did you have an agreement or you just need to have a hearing?
It's a brief hearing. I just got one witness and then some argument, and we have a request and then another.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see if he's available.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Norma. I'm looking for the motion and I don't see it in my emails.
Okay, I will resend it.
Thank you.
Judge, were you about to call Watkins case?
Yes, Norma, I'm just waiting for Norma to send me the email. Have you all received that?
The motion?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Trisha Padilla, you're back?
Yes, Judge, I'm wondering if we can get a short reset. I believe it's going to be a plea for my client.
All right, why are we resetting? What's going on?
He would like some time to just get, I believe it's going to be a probation. They are recommending probation, but he wants some time to get his stuff in order with his dad before he actually starts probation.
All right, if he wants to do a plea today, he can do a plea today and then we can set it for sentencing at another date.
Okay, let's do that since he's there.
All right, thank you. If you'll let the state know, they'll get the paperwork ready for you.
Okay.
And in the chat box, if you'll put a chat to N. Ferguson what the agreement is and let her know that your client is in the courtroom.
Okay.
Judge, can you send Ricardo Betancourt to room 10?
Yes, Mr. Betancourt, please go to room 10. And everyone, just one moment, please.
Marcus, are you the ADA on Michael Rosas, or who should I email the offer that we want to accept?
Did it go through?
Let me just check. Just give me a moment.
Did I make the offer or someone else did?
You know what? Let me look. Hang on, because it was from a long time ago. No, not that long ago.
Okay, it was Jordan. I'll let him know.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm like, I don't know. Okay.
And Norma, I did sign the documents on Landis. And yes, I just received the motion.
Thank you.
All right, on Jonathan Watkins' case, who's the prosecutor?
Marcus, I think, talked to the judge.
All right, Jonathan wants to do a hearing on this. Or do you all need to confer? Do y'all need to confer or a hearing?
I think he talked to Marcus. I'm pretty sure they went to a breakout room. And so
yes,
I don't know what they talked about, but I know they went to a breakout room where conferring happened.
So is there an agreement or no?
No.
There's not an agreement right now, Judge, and I only have one witness. It's his wife. I'll make a brief, Judge, and
Oh, no. I mean, we'll take whatever time you need. I'm just trying to figure out who's on the case so that we can have it heard. So we're going to do that right now. Brenda, are you ready? And everyone, if you're not a part of this hearing, I'll need you to please mute.
I'm ready.
Thank you. Court is calling NIMAC number 590288, State of Texas versus Obit Urdiales.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense,
Jonathan Watkins from
right? And are you Obed Urdiales?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
No
Mr.
objections.
Thank you. All right, the court is in receipt of a motion to modify and amend conditions of bond. State, have you had a chance to review the motion?
Yes, Judge.
Are both sides ready to proceed on this motion? State?
Yes.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, defense, it's your motion. You may proceed.
Your Honor, this time we Miss Liz, your deal.
Mr. Watkins, are y'all in the same room?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'm
All
getting
right,
the
all right. So Mr. Urdiales, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute you. Whenever your attorney, if your attorney decides to call you as a witness, I'll unmute you, but we're getting some feedback on your end. Okay. All right. And who's your first witness, Mr. Watkins?
It's Miss Liz Urdiales, Judge.
And is she listed as Liz Urdiales?
I think it says Obi's iPhone, Judge.
It's OU.
Ah, that's
Okay,
the problem.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You two are in the same, are you in the same household?
Yes, ma'am. He just went to another room right now.
Okay, that's great. All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Ma'am.
All right, I'm going to need you to speak up so that everyone can hear. You can lower
Yes.
your hand. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Elizabeth Calderon Urdiales.
All right, defense?
Thank you, Judge. May I proceed?
Yes.
Okay. Elizabeth, you go by Liz, right?
Yes, yes, I do.
And you were Mr. Urdiales' wife.
Yes, I am.
How long have you been with Obed?
28 years.
Okay. And you're aware as to why we're here this morning in front of Judge Boyd?
Yes, sir, I am.
And are we asking the court to remove his GPS monitor?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What does Obed do for a living?
We own a low voltage wiring company for 15 years, which we do security. Anything low voltage. We have several custom builders that we wire their homes for low voltage security, cameras, anything low voltage is what we do.
And does that include homes and businesses? Like, do you guys work on commercial stuff
Yeah.
too?
Residential, commercial.
What is your role in that business?
I run the office. I do all the scheduling, purchasing. I'm technically the office manager,
Okay. And how long have you been doing that for?
15 years.
How long? And what's the name of the company?
Get Wired Communications, LLC.
Okay. And is that a Texas limited liability?
Yes, sir, it is. It's also licensed by the state of Texas for our security part of our business.
Okay. Okay. So does that mean you and Obit each have licensing yourself?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is the primary location for that business here in San Antonio?
Yes, sir. Off of Grissom Road.
Okay. And do you and Obit have a family?
Yes, sir, we do. 3 children.
Okay. What are their ages?
Yasmin is 27, Querida is 21, and Esteban is 19.
And would it be fair to say that you and your husband still work to support those 3 children?
Yes, sir, we do.
Do you all have any grandchildren?
No, sir, we don't.
Okay. Are you from San Antonio?
Yes, sir.
Is Mr. Urdiales from San Antonio?
Yes, sir, he is.
Okay. And how old is he?
He is 48.
48. Okay. And are you about the same age?
47.
47. Okay. And the 3 children, do they all live here in San Antonio?
Yes, sir, they do.
And how long has the company been in business for?
15 years.
15 years. Okay. Do both your extended families live here in San Antonio as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And would it be fair to say your husband's been on bond for this case for about 4 months? Does that sound right?
Yes, since November.
Okay. And he was hospitalized and then released?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you been helping him communicate with Bexar County Pretrial Services?
Yes, sir.
And what do you do to communicate with pretrial services?
Weekly, I send a schedule to the officer, letting her know where Obed's schedules are for the day, for the entire week. I send her a schedule, and I email her quite frequently if things change in his schedule, letting her know, keeping her updated on what he'd be doing and where he'd be traveling to.
Okay. And to your knowledge, has your husband done his best to comply with the terms of pretrial services?
Yes, sir. I think that we have tried to do everything that has been asked of him.
Okay. What's that officer's name?
Bailey Benson.
Okay. And what is your primary method for communicating with Miss Benson?
Email. Everything is emailed.
Okay. And have you been emailing her the scheduling weekly since November?
Yes.
And recently, the nature of your business, do you guys do contracts out of county?
Yes, we do a lot of contracts out of town, out of Bexar County.
Okay. And your husband's role with the business, is he kind of the face of the operation?
He is the face of the operation. He does all the estimating, job supervision. He meets the customers, and customers know him and want face-to-face interaction with him.
Okay. Okay. And is that how you obtain business?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Recently, have there been issues with obtaining business due to the restrictions of GPS?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Has that caused the family some harm?
Yes, sir. The family and the company has lost a lot because of his restrictions to travel.
Okay. When you're telling the judge it's neighboring counties, like what are some of the areas that the business takes place in?
We do a lot of Comal County, Bexar County, Guadalupe County, Frio County. I don't know what counties there are in, but we do a lot of Corpus, Rockport, the Valley. We've even traveled to Dallas. We travel all over, to be honest with you. Wherever there's business, we will travel.
Okay. And is part of the request based on just being able to facilitate more business and just being able to provide for your family?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you, do you feel your husband would have any issue with, reporting to pretrial monthly or doing any drug testing as a condition of bond?
No, we would have no issues.
Okay. And so far up until this point, has your husband made all court appearances?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And outside of work-related travel, does Obit travel for personal reasons or for pleasure?
We have, we vacation. We haven't in pre-COVID, but we do some traveling.
Okay. But as far as him being on bond for this case, that's been the case, has it?
No.
Okay.
November, we haven't had any kind of traveling.
To your knowledge, ma'am, does your husband have any prior felony or misdemeanor convictions on his criminal record?
No, sir, he does not.
Okay. And he's on bond for an alleged assault in County Court 11. Does that sound right?
Yes, sir.
And to your knowledge, has he been compliant and has he conformed with all of those bond conditions?
Yes, sir. He does his weekly check-ins. We do our payments to the bond. Everything that has, again, been required of him, we have been complying with.
Okay. And generally speaking, you're aware of the allegation he's facing today?
Yes.
Okay. And that allegation does involve a firearm, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is your husband a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And again, you're asking you want the court to remove this monitor because it'll help him to facilitate business, but not only that, but to provide for your 3 children and yourself, correct?
Yes. And for our employees too. We do have several employees that rely on the work that we generate. And if their OB cannot go out and get work or contract work, then our employees suffer too, because there isn't enough work for them to provide for their family. So not only does he provide for my family, he provides for the work for our employees also.
Okay. And how many employees is that?
6.
Okay. And do they all live in San Antonio, Texas?
Yes.
Okay. And do you feel that would make life a little bit better for you guys right now if he was able to move about with less restriction?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Judge, at this time, I have no further questions of Ms. Urdiales. I'll pass the witness.
State.
Thank you, Judge. Ma'am, are you aware of the offense that your husband is charged with in this court?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And you know that it's an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon?
Yes.
And that he also has that assault that Mr. Watkins mentioned out of County Court 11, right?
Yes, sir.
From the same day?
Yes, sir.
And are you aware that it's alleged that the initial assault, the misdemeanor assault, was him pushing a shopping cart at an employee at Lowe's, right?
Yeah, I was present in the situation, so I know everything that took place.
Okay. And have you seen the police report also?
No, I have not.
Okay. Did you, were you there when any of the other witnesses gave a statement to the officers or detectives?
I was present at the scene. I don't know what was told to the police officers, no.
Okay.
I gave
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
I gave my statement to the police, to the detectives.
Okay. And so you may be aware that it's alleged that your husband pushed the complainant in this case, and the complainant pushed him back, right?
No, sir, it was actually the opposite. The complainant pushed my husband and started the confrontation.
That's the version that you and your husband are saying, right?
That's the version I saw, yes, sir.
Okay. Well, the police report reflects that the complainant was responding to a push from your husband, and then your husband shot the complainant. Is that what happened?
What I saw was I was parked and he approached my husband, pushed him into my vehicle, and then they had some words, ended up on the ground. The gentleman was on top of my husband. When they finally did separate, my husband did pull out his concealed handgun and he did shoot him in the leg.
Are you aware the version that you're saying is not reflected in the police report? I guess there's no witness who says that they went to the ground. The reported versions are that there was a pushing and then your husband pulled out a gun and shot the complainant.
I was not even 10 feet away from the situation. I know what I saw, sir.
Okay. No further questions, Judge.
All right, any follow-up? Defense?
Brief follow-up. Ma'am, from what you saw that day, your husband was acting in defense of himself, correct?
Yes, sir.
And the gentleman was much larger than your husband, the aggressor.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel your husband was in fear of serious bodily injury or death at that time?
Oh, I completely do. He had his injuries. Okay.
All right, state.
No other questions, Judge.
All right, defense, call your next witness.
We have no other witnesses, Judge. Just argument.
State, any witnesses?
No, Judge.
All right, before you begin your argument, I have a few questions. So one, is the issue from the defense is that he needs to be allowed to work?
There's already a partial, Judge. We're just asking for removal because of the nature of he has to travel to surround.
Now, so here's my question though is there an issue with him being on GPS and still being able to travel to work? Is somebody saying he can't travel to work because he has GPS? Because it appears that the whole issue here is he needs to work, and for some way I'm being told that GPS is interfering with his ability to work. So my question is there no way for him to be on GPS and still work? Is somebody saying he can't go to Dallas for a job? Can he not provide proof that he has a job in Dallas?
The family has had issues with the pretrial officer, Judge. To answer your question, Judge, I don't think that there is a specific issue other than the issues that the family has had with Officer Benson. If the court and our judge, just so the court knows, our primary request for removal orally, it's not stated in my motion, but orally on the record now, Judge, if the court could do tracking, we'd be fine with that.
So here's the question. Did you discuss tracking with the state?
I had let Mr. Sanders know that I'd be asking for that in the alternative, Your Honor.
All right. So as state, do you have any objections to tracking?
I told Mr. Watkins that I wouldn't agree to it. I said if the court chose to do that, then I wouldn't have a strong objection to it.
Okay. So then my next question is, he has a no contact order. And the no contact order, it doesn't list addresses. It just says that he's to have no contact with Jeremy Collins and Jeanette Gomez. So then the question becomes, will just tracking satisfy that no contact order? And again, it appears to me that to answer questions or to solve any issues with him being on GPS and being able to do his job, the person who needs to be here would be the pretrial services officer, who's ever is over GPS, to say, hey, is he able to work on GPS if he's in Dallas? What do you need for us to facilitate for him to continue to work while he's on GPS and go where he needs to go? Because I don't think it's the state intention. And if it is the state intention, let me know. But I don't think it's the state intention for him to lose his employment.
No, I understand, Judge.
So why don't we do this? Because the court needs more information. Why don't we just have whoever the pretrial services officer is Zoom in to this hearing, and anybody who wants to ask them questions about how it can be facilitated for him to work in Dallas and still be on GPS, or for him to work in outer counties and still be on GPS. So if you want to talk to the court coordinator, she'll see if she can have that person Zoom in here.
Yes, ma'am.
I think, as everyone knows, I'm a firm believer that more information is best. So, Mr. Watkins, if you put in the chat box who the pretrial services officer is and the court coordinator, and see if they can Zoom in. And we're going to revisit your hearing in just a moment. Anyone back from the breakout room? Matthew Allen.
Yes, Judge, we're doing paperwork right now. I need the application for deferred.
All right, just put it in the chat box, the court coordinator, Norma Ferguson.
Okay.
And who's your client?
Sergio Soto.
Sergio Soto is zooming in. What I'll do is I'll put you in a breakout room with your client to go over the paperwork. And Mr. Soto, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Mr. Allen, I'll send you to breakout room number 1.
Thank you.
Megan Enriquez.
Yes, on Everett Gonzalez. We've conferred with Tom. Unfortunately, we do not have an agreement. He has made an offer. So we just will need a trial setting, Judge.
All right, Everett James Gonzalez, where are you?
He is, where did he go? Oh, there he is.
I need you to take a seat and I need you to unmute. And I need you to stop driving.
Yes, ma'am. I'm not driving, Your Honor.
All right, where are you?
I am in my work truck, but I'm not driving.
All right, so this is what people need to understand. Number 1, you will not appear on Zoom driving. You're in the 187 District Court. If we were having in-person hearings, you would not be at work in court. So everybody needs to start making arrangements not to be driving on Zoom, because I personally do not want to be a witness to an accident, and I don't need someone distracted. And when you think about it, people tell you time and time again, no texting and driving. So now we have people not only texting and driving, but trying to fill out paperwork and drive, do Zoom and drive. That's not allowed, and it's not going to be allowed in the 187 District Court. So if you can't do that, then you're going to have to appear in court. So on Mr. Gonzalez, you were given an offer today, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have all the discovery?
I believe so, Your Honor.
All right, state on this case, it's is this family violence?
No, Judge, it's a criminal trial.
All right, state, I'm going to need an acknowledgement of discovery. And I will ask that that be tendered by March 31st. And Norma, can you recall this in 30 days, please?
Judge, give me 1 second.
Yes.
Sorry, I was talking to the pretrial officer.
Oh, no problem. I need a 30-day reset on Everett Gonzalez.
Everett Gonzalez, it would be April 13th.
All right. So we're going to come back on April 13th, Mr. Gonzalez. And April 13th will be your plea deadline date. After that, the court will not accept any plea agreements from the court, from the state and from you and your attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you and your attorney are excused. Everyone, just give me 1 moment to sign some paperwork.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
I sent you a chat, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, who's the attorney on Frederico Martinez?
Kelly Piddle, Judge.
All right, Mr. Piddle, if you and your client will go back to breakout, well, I'm sorry, if you go to breakout room number 20, a clerk will meet you there and swear you in. To the clerks, if you could go to breakout room number 20, please. All right, Anthony Robado.
Yes, Your Honor.
And your client, Mr. Pouch.
Yes, we've conferred. We have an offer, and I've discussed that with Mr. Pouch. But could we have additional time to investigate the case and make sure we've completed discovery before?
All right, Mr. Pouch, where are you? Aaron Pouch. All right, Mr. Robago, if you can go back to breakout room number 5 and tell your client to come back to the main room, please.
Got it. I'll do that.
All right, Jonathan Perez.
Yes, Your Honor. We're working on paperwork right now, Judge. Could I please be put into a breakout room with my client, Diego Ayala, so we can go over admonitions?
Judge, before that, can you, myself, and Mr. Perez go into breakout room very briefly?
Sure. Mr. Perez, if you go to breakout room number 13.
Okay, you got it.
This is Lucas Martinez. Could I approach when you have a minute?
All right, just give me one moment. Diego Ayala. Let me see. Mm-hmm. 13. All right, Luis Martinez.
Judge, I'm here on Deborah Lopez.
Yes.
I don't see Ms. Lopez. I didn't see her at 9 o'clock, and I have tried to communicate to her with no avail.
Okay. All right, we'll go on the record.
I would, Judge, like a chance to just briefly confer with somebody from CTD about an offer. That way, when I do get a hold of Ms. Lopez, I've got something to talk to her about.
All right, so I'll send you to a breakout room, and then before you leave, we'll go on the record.
That sounds good.
Okay. All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 1. The attorney here for Ricardo Betancourt, what's going on?
Yes, Your Honor. This is a first setting. I did receive an offer today. I would request more time to apply for pretrial diversion after discussing with the case with the prosecutor, and to
The
have.
question is, are they offering you pretrial diversion?
They are, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Norma. On Mr. Ricardo Betancourt,
Yes, ma'am.
can we reset this for a PTD update?
Yes, ma'am. Come back on the 13th.
All right, we'll see you on April 13th.
Very good. Thank you, Your Honor. May my client and I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Paula Perez, you're back.
Yes, Judge, I haven't talked to a prosecutor yet. I've been waiting in there.
All right, is it CTD?
Yes, but I think I spoke, Jordan was the last person I spoke to. So if Jordan's available.
All right, Jordan, if you go to breakout room number 12, if you're available to speak with Miss Paula Perez, please. And if you'll go in that room, he'll meet you there, Paula.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Charles Bonk, you're back.
Judge, I had a chance to confer with Alexandra. I don't know if my client is on here, though.
Is there a Damone Wyatt? No, he is not. Do you want to see if you can call him?
I have tried. We called him yesterday and told him and gave him the code. Today, I called him to remind him his phone's cut off. I've been texting him. He's not answering my text either. So I don't know what I cannot confirm or deny his status. Although we spoke to him yesterday, so he knew about it.
Okay, who is this person on here who has iPhone? The person here in the gray shirt. Could you unmute, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what's your name?
Christopher Batu.
Okay. Just give us a moment. All right, Charles, your client isn't here.
Yeah, it appears that way. And that's unfortunate because I had negotiated quite the deal for him.
Okay. All right, do you want to see if you can get your client in here by Friday?
Yes, Judge, yes, I will continue to call and text. Can I break it with family violence on another matter real quick and then I'll get out of your hair?
Yes, just one moment. Norma?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we recall Damone Wyatt for Friday?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, my client.
Just one moment. Somebody's talking. Just give me a moment, please. All right, and then Charles Bonk. Who is the family violence case?
I don't know who it's assigned to, so anybody that can
No,
have me
what's the client's name?
Quincy Shields. It's the off docket item regarding the bond.
Okay, I will send you, let me find you here. I'll send you to breakout room number 2.
Thank
A family violence prosecutor will meet you there.
I look forward to it.
Thank you. And we are ready on Mr. Frederico Martinez. Mr. Martinez, where are you?
Here, Judge.
All right, who's the prosecutor on this case?
It's
in
David,
the-
Judge.
Okay.
David Martin.
All right, thank you. Court is calling 2020 CR 10016, State of Texas versus Frederico Martinez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
David Martin.
for the defense?
Kelly Piddle.
And are you Frederico Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No objection.
Any objection from the defense? I'm sorry?
No.
Mr. Martinez, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Mr. Piddle, I'm showing you a document entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review that discovery with your client?
Yes.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Martinez, I'm showing you a document entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, we're not, Judge. We're proceeding on the lesser of assault, bodily injury, married cohabitation.
Any objection?
No.
Mr. Martinez, I'm going to show you a document entitled Court Admonishment of Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it at all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, married cohabitation? That's a Class A misdemeanor. The range of punishment for that offense is up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. Martinez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm going to show you the page entitled Plea Bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, married cohabitation. Punishment is to be assessed at 1 day in the Bexar County Jail. There are no applications for community supervision or deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. It is noted that the anger management course was already completed, and there is an attached certificate. Did you understand with the affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Judge. The only thing I don't think I'd put in the plea bargain is that the judgment is actually satisfied.
Okay. Mr. Martinez, I'm
Yes,
showing you
ma'am.
the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you were waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense of assault, bodily injury, cohabitation as a Class A misdemeanor, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea.
We'll offer state's one with the attachments.
Any objections?
Objection.
Mr. Martinez, I'm showing you a document entitled Waiving Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence state's exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence of guilt, and the court will find you guilty of assault, bodily injury, marriage, cohabitation as a Class A misdemeanor. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, sure.
Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just ask that you follow the plea bargain.
All right, the court will follow your plea bargaining agreement, sentence you to 1 day in the Bexar County Jail, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. The court will show that the judgment is satisfied. State, have you had contact with the complainant in this case?
Yes, we have.
And is she aware of this agreement?
I believe she is, based on notes from our advocate. She had actually been informing us that she wanted all the charges dropped.
All right.
And Judge, she's aware of the plea bargain.
All right, thank you. Mr. Martinez,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to show you a document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, with that, we'll close the record. Mr. Martinez,
Yes, ma'am.
this turned out this way for whatever reason, but you need to get control of whatever temper you have. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you and your attorney are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Hiku Lee, you're back.
Yes, Judge. I have not, still have not heard from my client, Virginia Ruiz. And I have not heard back from the PR bond department. So it's possible that they might have a different number.
All right. Have you had any contact with your client?
No, not at all. In my notes, I have that phone number and other notes where I like downloaded Discovery and stuff, but I've never had any contact with her. And I was appointed in September, which is relatively speaking, not that long ago, but no contact.
Okay, if you would like with your client, we can recall the case. But I will give her a short time frame and that'll give you more time to see if you can get in touch with pretrial services to see if they have any more information for her. And I'm doing it because I'll note this is a fairly new case. I see it was just indicted in 2021. So Norma, on this case, can you recall it? Would Friday give you enough time, Ms. Lee?
Yes, I should hear something by then. The lady that I always email, she's really good about emailing back. And so I wanted to see about, I thought maybe she would email me back this morning. I haven't heard from her.
All right, what we'll do is we'll recall it for Friday.
Okay.
And see if your client shows.
Okay.
All right, you are excused.
All right, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Judge, do you know if Norma was able to get a hold of the jail?
Norma, were you able to get in contact with the jail?
Yes, ma'am. They're still trying to get a hold of him, Judge, and bring him up because he was just recently arrested. So they're trying to see if he's cleared to come up.
All right, thank you. All right, Anthony Robado, your client, Aaron Pouch, is on the screen.
Yes, Your Honor. We've conferred with the state, and we'd like additional time to investigate the case and make sure we have complete discovery.
All right, Mr. Pouch.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I just got an email. I just received an email right now saying that he is cleared and they'll bring him up in just a few minutes.
All right. So what state have you uploaded all the discovery on Aaron Pouch? It's a family violence case.
To my knowledge, Judge, I don't believe, or I don't know of anything that's missing.
All right, and so was an offer tendered?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Norma, Mr. Pouch, can you recall his case for the first week in April?
Yes, ma'am. April 6th.
I'm sorry, April when?
6th.
Okay. All right, Mr. Pouch, you're going to come back on April 6th. And that'll give you some time to think over the offer that's been tendered to you. And you need to let me know by April 6th whether or not you're going to accept the offer that's been tendered. Do you understand? All right, that will be your plea deadline date. All right, Mr. Robado, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Judge,
Tricia
can you
Padilla?
put me back in 17, please, with Trisha Morales Padilla? I believe my client's already there. He's in the courtroom. Thank you.
All right.
Oh, never mind.
And,
Yes.
and Judge, it's Louis Martinez. I'm back from the breakout room.
Yes.
On Ms. Lopez, who we don't have with us, I've got an offer and then we were going to go on the record.
All right, have you had any contact with her?
Judge, I'm not. I was indicted. I'm sorry, I was appointed pre-indictment, and we've used the information that we were given along with what the bail bondsman has to try and contact Ms. Lopez, but we've had no luck.
So you've had no luck and the bail bondsman has had no luck?
I don't know if they've had no luck, but we double checked our information with what the bail bondsman had.
Okay, do you think you'll have any contact with her if the court were to give you more time or no?
I don't know, Judge, but I'm willing to try if the court wants to give us that.
All right. Norma, how does Friday's docket look? Is it getting too crowded?
That's fine, Judge. We'll put it on Friday.
All right, I'll recall you on Friday. If your client does not appear on the 12th, then we will have a hearing on her failure to appear.
Judge, could I ask for a bit more time than that? I wasn't planning on being in the office on Friday.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can give you less time.
I'll trying to think. I think I'll be here. Let's see.
We're ready on petty, Judge.
Yeah, if you could recall it Thursday, Judge, and I'll do my best to get a hold of her between now and then.
All right, Norma, can we recall Deborah Lopez for the 11th, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you on the 11th.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right.
I'm back on Colt Boone. Unfortunately, I'm not able to get a hold of him with either of the two numbers that I have for him.
All right. Do you think if the court were to give you some more time, you'll be able to get in touch with him?
I'll try, Judge, if the court will allow me. And if I could find out, he's out on bond, but I'm not sure if it's the same bonding company or not. If Norma could see who the bonding company was, I'll try to get a hold of them to see if they have better contact with him.
All right. I'll recall it for the 12th. And if your client doesn't appear, then we will have a hearing related to his no-show.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Garza, give me a second and I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. And
Thank you.
the person, Fernando, Mr. Ruiz is here. Fernando Trevino.
Rios.
Are you Rios?
No.
Yes, I think they put his name wrong. Could you please unmute yourself, sir?
Oh, I'm right here, sir, ma'am.
What is your name?
Nicholas Rios.
Yes, this is Mr. Rios,
Okay.
but for some reason they have him under Ruiz.
Can we get a breakout room, Judge?
Yes, I'll send you to breakout room number 1.
Okay.
Let me find you on this screen. And make sure he's your client because I see you have Mark Ruiz.
Do I join that, ma'am?
Yes. All right, and to the clerks in the back, could I have file 2020 CR 4106 and also the B page? Pettis, you're here on Mr.
Christopher Batu, Judge.
Yes.
And Jordan and I conferred about the matter. We have some matters that we need to speak to you and possibly a breakout room if you can do that for us.
Yes, we can. Fernando, you've been requested to go to breakout room number 1. All right, and Charles Blanc, if you'll give me a moment. And who's the prosecutor we're working with?
Jordan.
I am Judge Brown.
All right. If you'll go back to number 12.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Everyone, just give me a moment, please.
Mr. Garza, I sent you that information.
All right, Norma,
Yes, ma'am.
on Christopher Batu, can I have a 30-day reset on that, please?
Yes, ma'am. The 13th, April 13th.
All right, Mr. Batu, we're going to come back on your case April 13th. So you all are excused. And everyone, just give me a moment, please. Trisha Padilla,
Yes,
do you have the plea packet?
I am just waiting. I believe we finished the discovery sheet and the felony plea packet. And so I'm just waiting the application and the certificate to go over with my client.
All right, if you let Norma know and she will send that to you. Charles Bonk. All right, Ms. Pettis, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Fernando Trevino, you're back on Mark Rios.
Yes, Judge.
And is this the Mark Rios?
It is.
All right.
Mark Rios, yes. Now,
well, let me ask you this. Is he Nicholas Mark Rios or is he?
Yes.
All right, because he's listed just as Nicholas
I
Rios.
have him down as Nicholas Rios.
All right, and Mr. Rios? Could you unmute for me, please?
Is he in breakout room 1? I told him.
He's back.
Oh.
Could you unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I will tell you this. I'm not a medical doctor, but I don't think that mask is working that way.
Oh, sorry, ma'am.
Yeah. Here's the thing about masks. They're not necessarily for you or for me. They're designed to protect other people. All right,
Yes, ma'am.
Fernando, what is happening with your case?
Well, nothing today.
No, I mean, have you all discussed anything? Have you discussed anything with?
No, I don't have the discovery yet, and I needed to get some videos to the state.
Like 1470.
All right, so for family violence prosecutor, when is this going to be happening on Nicholas Rios?
Judge, I believe he's talking about the new case.
Yeah, he's got a failure to stop and render aid case.
All right, has that case been indicted or no?
No, it has not.
He just
Is
got
that-
arrested. He just picked up the DWI and the failure to stop render aid on Sunday.
Okay. Norma,
Yes, ma'am.
can you recall this case in 30 days? So on this specific case, my understanding is you have all the discovery. Is that correct?
No, I have not downloaded Discovery yet.
All right, Norma, recall this sooner than 30 days. Recall it for them to download discovery or whatever so we can see where we are?
I can do, give me 1 second. I can do March 26th.
All right, we're gonna come back on March 26th for discovery issues.
Will do.
All right, Norma, if you can let them know that Mr. Rios can go back. All right, Fernando, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a
You're
great.
welcome.
Bye.
You too, Dan
Thank you, ma'am.
Rodriguez. You're welcome.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm conferring with Alexandra on this case. She's about to send me an offer through the chat
Okay.
and would request just a reset. I believe this is a first setting. I think he was just indicted on this charge.
Okay. Just give me one moment. Who's the attorneys on Rios? I'm sorry, Rosas. Is that in the courtroom?
Yes, Judge.
All right. To the clerks, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 17. If you can go over the paperwork, please.
Thank you, Judge.
It's where whoever needs to be sworn in. And Dan Rodriguez, what is your client's name?
Curtis Mooneyhan, he should be in the courtroom.
Yeah, and we have an issue with Miss Mooneyhan. As soon as they finish going over paperwork and come to the main room, we'll go over those issues with your client.
Mr. Mooneyhan has an issue. Okay, thank you,
Yes.
Judge.
You're welcome.
I'll stand.
And Norma, I'll put in the chat box the attorneys that we need.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Jonathan Watkins, we're waiting for,
Present, Judge.
who is the pretrial services person?
Miss Bailey Benson, I believe her,
I'm present, Judge.
All right, we're not on the record yet. We'll go on the record in a moment. But I want you to know what's going on, Miss Benson, so you can gather all your thoughts. But the issue is Mr. Uridalis, he is saying that he's unable to work because of GPS. And sometimes he has work in, he says, in Dallas or outside the county of Bexar. Is that an issue with him working outside the county while on GPS, or can that be solved with him giving you notice prior to travel?
So as far as being on GPS, he would need a travel permit because he can only stay within 75 miles of Bexar County. And I mean, his attorney would just have to place a motion signed by the judge to have a travel permit for work purposes.
All right, so Jonathan Watkins, on your client,
Yes, Your Honor.
how often does he know and what's the time frame where he will know that he has to go travel?
Here's the issue, Judge, is he's done his best to comply with all of Ms. Benson's requests. It's very unpredictable. And if there's a way that the court can fashion an order that allows for tracking, that way this message is sent to Ms. Benson loud and clear. We just like him to be able to get to move around and with more ease for out-of-county contracts. He recently had missed out on a big work opportunity.
Okay, so let's go back to my question. My question is, when does he know that he has work in another county?
Judge, it's a really, to be honest, from what I understand, Judge, it's a spur of the moment kind of understanding.
What, somebody just calls him up on Monday and say, hey, it's Monday at 2 p.m. We need you here at 2:30 p.m. to work a job?
Your Honor, if the court would like to inquire with his wife, I'm sure she could.
Well, no, I mean, his wife is not on GPS. He should know what the rules are.
If you would like to inquire with him, he'd be willing
No,
to.
we're not on the record. He can, if you'll unmute Mr. Uridalis.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you, Your Honor. So day to day, I have different customers that call me. Some days I'll have a customer that calls me on a Monday and says, hey, can we get out there maybe tomorrow or the next day? I have customers like in Corpus, Port Aransas, Rockport that just call me out of the whim, and they just want me to show up. And that's what I try to do, just try to facilitate my customers so I can get there and do whatever they need.
So here's my question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's say I'm a customer.
Yes, ma'am.
And I call you and it's 10:58 a.m.
Yes, ma'am.
And I say, Mr. Uridalis,
Yes, ma'am.
can you be here at 11 a.m.? Is that the type of calls you get?
A lot of times, yes, ma'am, I do.
All right. Well, this is what I'll tell you. I have no problem
Yes, ma'am.
with signing an order or stating in an order, Ms. Benson. I'm sorry, is your last name Bailey or Benson?
It's Benson.
All right, so are we able to do this? If he has to go to work at the last minute, and let's say he gets a call like today and say, hey, I need you to come see me this afternoon by 2 p.m. All right, and he goes there and he hasn't gotten prior permission because this is the last, this is just automatic that he just got this call. Wasn't expecting it, he got this call and he goes there. One, can he send you an email or notice saying, hey, I just got this call, this is where I'm going. And then he brings proof of that. Don't issue, a notice to me that he's violated his pretrial services agreement as long as he provides you proof that this is where he was. And then Mr. Watkins, you could send the court an email, include the state in the email, and I'll approve it if he's actually at work. Is that a problem for anybody?
So, unfortunately not. I can't let him go until he has the signed order. Like that's not like what I would like to do. It's just the rules of him being out on his conditions of bond. He cannot travel 75 miles outside of their county until he has a signed order.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Defense, state, you guys gonna get together. We all went to law school. I think some of us decided to be English majors. Some of us decided to do political science. An order will be crafted and we'll go on the record. I'm not going to take him off of GPS. That's not going to happen. But I don't want him to lose his employment. And state, Marcus, is it your intention for him to lose his employment or not make money on his job?
No, Judge.
Yeah. So this is what I'm thinking. I think that you already know based upon the evidence that I heard, that one, I'm not inclined to remove his GPS. And everybody knows and Mr. Uridalis, I think you know the reason why I'm not removing your GPS, right? You can unmute yourself. If you could unmute.
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor,
All
I
right.
definitely understand.
All right, so then the only other question is, what can we do with regards to GPS to make sure that he doesn't lose his employment?
Your Honor, at one time, Ms.
Mhm.
Bailey said that we could maybe do tracking where I didn't have to report weekly and let her know where I was. And I'm okay with that because like I said, sometimes I have a customer that just wants me to show up. And I do have customers that are
All right,
in rural areas.
Mr.
So
Uridalis.
tracking would be awesome. I don't mind keeping the, yes, ma'am. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so here's the thing. I understand that you're saying tracking would be awesome, but what you have to realize from my point of view,
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know the facts of your case.
Yes,
And I'm
ma'am.
not saying you're guilty of it because I don't know
understand.
your fact. I keep an open mind on everything.
Yes, ma'am.
So what I have to go based upon is what you're charged with,
Yes, ma'am.
right? And so with that, I can't just do tracking only because with tracking only, you can roam all around the city, right? And
Yes, ma'am.
you have a no contact order with 2 people.
Yes, ma'am.
That no contact order doesn't include addresses or anything with the court. And honestly, just tracking only wouldn't help you because if you ran into these 2 people,
Of course.
right, the 2 complainants, there would be issues.
Yes.
So this is what I want everyone to do. Craft a motion. Craft that motion so that he can work, but he's going to remain on GPS. All right. It's not going to be tracking only. So just craft a motion. And Mr. Watkins, if you want to go back on the record, I will hear your argument, but I've already heard all the evidence that you presented, heard the evidence that Mr. Sanders presented through his questions. And what I'm telling you is based upon everything that I've heard, I'm not inclined to remove his GPS, but I don't want him losing his job. I don't want him losing finances for the job. So if you all can get together and craft a motion where he can still go out of county, go to different cities in Texas. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put you, Mr. Sanders and Bailey Benson in a breakout room, and you guys figure out what you can craft. And guess what? If you guys can't craft anything, then I'll make the call.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you.
So, and Mr. Uridalis, I'm going to see
Yes,
you in that
ma'am.
room too. But I'll tell
yes,
you,
ma'am.
but people always say to clients, let the attorneys talk.
I no say nothing.
All right, well, no, you can talk, but that's what people usually say. You know,
Yes,
it's sort of like, I'm not comparing you to a child, but when people say, hey, let the grown folk talk. So,
Yes, ma'am. Let
All
the
right.
people with the degrees talk.
no, I'm not even saying that at all, because I will tell you, I know some people with degrees, and as my grandmother would always say, yeah, you have book smart, but you don't have common sense.
You got
So,
those street smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
everybody always has something that they can bring to a conversation.
Yes, ma'am.
But right now, your attorney in the state, what they're going to be doing is legalese stuff.
Of
okay?
course. Yes. Thank you for your time so much.
Sure, no problem. So if everybody can if you guys can go to breakout room number 1, we'll take care of that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and who has Michael Rosas?
I do, Your Honor. Trisha Morales Padilla. I think we're ready.
All right, I have the paperwork on that. And Jonathan, I think you've already been sent to breakout room number 1. Let me find you.
I'm on mute.
All right, you're in number 1.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, who is the prosecutor on Michael Rosas?
Jordan, can you do it?
Who you asking to do it?
Jordan,
All right, so
Sorry,
yeah,
I
he'll
was
do
muted, but yes, I can do it.
it. Okay,
count 2.
Thank you.
you're welcome. Charles Bonk, are you still there on Mr. Shields? That's already been signed. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 0253, State of Texas versus Michael Rosas. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Jordan Brown.
For the defense?
Trisha Morales Padilla.
All right, and are you Mr. Rosas?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
No objections.
Mr. Rosas, I'm going to show you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you a document entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did.
Counsel, I'm showing you the acknowledgement of discovery. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Rosas, I'm showing you a document entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And
Yes, I did, ma'am.
counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes.
State, it appears that you're waiving count 2 and proceeding. I'm sorry, it appears that you're waiving count 2. No, I'm sorry, you're waiving count 1 and proceeding on count 2. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge, that's correct.
All right, any objections to the state's waiver of count 1?
No objections.
Mr. Rosas, I'm showing you a document entitled Court's Admonishment and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did, ma'am.
Did you understand in count 2, you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 1 gram to 4 grams. That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes.
You believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes.
You believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. Rosas, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review this page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, state is proceeding on count 2 only. Punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. There is a $1,500 fine. There is no application for deferred adjudication. The state recommends community supervision, and there is $60 to the San Antonio Police Department for drug testing. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes.
State is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
There have not.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 3 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 100 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to count 2 of the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Yes, Judge. State up for States Exhibit 1 and attachments.
No objections.
Mr. Rosas, I'm going to show you a document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence state's exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
I believe my client wanted to reset it for sentencing, if possible.
Is there a reason?
Mr. Rosas, did you still want time or are you ready to proceed today?
I'm ready to proceed today. Might as well.
Okay, let's just proceed today, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we would just ask that you give him the opportunity and follow the recommendation to do community supervision.
All right, Mr. Rosas, I've read the police report thoroughly. Do you have employment?
Not right now, ma'am. No, ma'am.
All right, what type of work did you do?
Construction, mainly.
All right, and here's the thing. My job, if I place someone on probation, is to try to give them conditions so they can be successful on it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I take no pleasure in sending people to prison. If people are on probation, I want them to be successful at it and be rehabilitated. And hopefully the only time I will see them again is if they're like, thank you, that really helped me. I really needed those conditions.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to ask you some questions and know that when I ask you these questions, certain things that are going to happen, right?
Yes,
So the first question that I'm going to ask you is whether or not if you receive a test today or your analysis, is it going to be positive or negative? And know that you're going to be tested for drugs today.
Yes, ma'am. It's gonna be for marijuana. Yes, ma'am. And
All right, and what else?
methamphetamine. So like 2 days ago, I did it.
All right, could you speak up a little bit? So it's going to be positive for what?
Marijuana and methamphetamine like 2 days ago, around there.
All right, so how often do you use?
I cut down maybe like a week, once a week only, ma'am. I do.
Okay, how often did you use before then?
It was mostly every other day, every day, mainly.
Okay, do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
And what are their ages?
17-year-old daughter. She's be a senior this year in school.
All right, and does she live with you?
No, ma'am. Live with her mom.
All right, so do you have any family support to help you with your drug issues or no?
No, I don't. I just help my dad around the house. He's an elderly man. He's on a wheelchair, and he's the only person that he has left because my brother passed away, my mom passed away, and it was a small family. And just him and me. They're at the house.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Yes, ma'am.
I understand that you have an addiction, but there's something going on in this world right now called COVID. And I know when people are using drugs, people are not concerned about COVID because really your main focus when you're in the throes of your addiction is, using, right?
Ma'am, I understand.
So you're going to have to start thinking more about your father, and you're going to have to start thinking about the unnecessary risk you're putting him in because you're using. Okay?
Yes, I understand. Yes, ma'am.
So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to sentence you to 3 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 3 years.
Yes, ma'am.
There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. I'm going to want intensive outpatient treatment with probation.
Okay.
I'm going to have you to do a UA today, but that's so that they can get the levels. You need to stop using marijuana. You're not even allowed to use marijuana or drink alcohol while you're on probation. You understand?
I understand, ma'am.
So UA today by 3 p.m. And probation will let you where you need to go.
Okay.
And Rebecca, if he continues to use, I'm going to want him on the waiting list for felony drug court. There's going to be 100 hours of community service restitution, $60 to SAPD for drug testing. I'm going to want NA meetings 2 times per week. Are you able to Zoom, Mr. Rosas?
I've never done it before, but I will sure give it a try, man, but I've never done it before.
All right, we're going to do weekly reporting by Zoom. Rebecca, will probation help him figure out how to do that or no? All right, where's probation? And just one moment off the record. Who is Galaxy A01? The person who's holding the baby. Unmute.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the only adult at that household?
No, ma'am.
Then that baby needs to be with whoever is the other adult in the household. Let me just explain something to everyone here. Babies, pets is not going to sway me as far as how I'm ruling. You are in a courtroom. You would not have that infant in a courtroom, so you should not have that infant on a screen. And let me give everybody another piece of advice. When I was a defense attorney, I would go to jail and I would see people bringing newborns to the jail for visits. I see people bring children to the courthouse for visits. Let's not start our children thinking it's normal for them to be visiting relatives at the prison of the Bexar County Jail, which as much as they try to clean it, there's germs there. And babies' immune systems are not fully developed. Let's not bring children to the courthouse and getting them used to seeing people in chains. That is not a good sign of our parent. Rebecca Reyes, where are you? Where is probation?
I am seeing her breakout room either, Judge, so she may have gotten kicked off, lost some connection or something.
All right. Just one moment, everyone. Off the record for a moment. Let me see if I can find out where she is. All right, we're back on the record. Mr. Rosas?
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to figure out if they're able to teach you how to Zoom. If they're not, we'll do something else. So what I'm going to do is weekly reporting by Zoom or in person.
Okay.
But my understanding is that they'll teach you how to Zoom. And are you able to go on the internet?
Yes, ma'am, I am. Yes.
All right. So here's the thing. If you go on the internet and Google how to Zoom, they actually do have a simple tutorial that'll show you.
Okay. Okay.
All right. And I'm going to want field visits. What that means is somebody is going to come to your house to make sure that everything's going okay.
Okay.
And you're going to be expected to get a job. How old are you?
46, ma'am.
All right, so I'm gonna want proof of employment within 30 days.
All right.
Do you have any questions about anything that's being asked of you?
No, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Rosas, I'm going to show you a document entitled Child Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And also, is there anything that I haven't asked you to do, that there's something else that you feel like you need that would make you successful at this probation?
No, any meetings would be very good for me. I mean, twice a week. I mean, that's the best thing for me. Just to help only, just to get off, I mean, to stay clean.
All right, and here's the thing. You know you better than I do, really better than your defense attorney or the state's attorney knows you, or even better than probation.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm asking you to do those number of AA or NA meetings at a minimum. But if you need to do an NA meeting every day to maintain your sobriety, then do that, okay?
Okay.
All right, we're gonna close the record. And what we're gonna do, Ms. Padilla, you're excused. Mr. Morales, I'm sorry, Mr. Rosas, if you remain in the courtroom so that we can see what's going on, and probation will come in.
Okay, that sounds good, man.
All right, thank you. You can have a seat.
All right, thank you.
All right, and Galaxy A01 is going to end up being a person who's his attorney? Who's the attorney for Galaxy A01? Galaxy A01, could you unmute yourself?
I think that's my client, Judge, from this morning, Mr. Wyatt.
Are you Mr. Wyatt?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to explain something to you, and I'm going to try to explain it to you in the kindest words I can. You are in a courtroom. This is not the time for you to be cleaning your house and doing other things. If I'm going to have a problem with you being unable to behave as though you're in a courtroom, I'm going to require you to be in the courtroom. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Bonk, maybe you can talk to your client about that and
I will,
about
Judge.
having babies on screen and kissing babies on screen.
I will, Judge.
His mother was in the shower when he was crying. I was the only one could attend to him at the time.
Yeah, but if you're in courtroom, what's going to happen when she's in the shower and you're in the courtroom? Because we don't have showers in the 187 District Court.
Yes, ma'am. Well, you know, it's different because we at home. So, I mean, you know.
Yeah, so you mean,
I'll talk to him, Judge.
You can come to the 187.
I'll talk to him. Can I break out with him, Judge?
Yes, I'll send you to breakout room number 1.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, I'm going to work on the order. We're back from the breakout room. I will email the court, the pretrial officer, and Mr. Sanders. May my client and I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you for your time this morning, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. Have a good day.
Thank you again, your judge. Have a beautiful day.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for wishing me a beautiful day. I appreciate that.
Of course. Bye-bye,
right.
ma'am.
Bye-bye. All right, anyone else ready?
Judge, Matthew Allen first on Sergio Soto. I believe that we have paperwork.
Sergio Soto?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room. I'm going to send you and your client to breakout room number 2. And the clerk will meet you there to let you know if they have all their paperwork.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Daniel Rodriguez, are we waiting for something with you?
I think you said you wanted to talk to me about something involving Curtis Mooneyhan. Page 1 of the docket.
Yes. To the courtroom, could I have Miss Mooneyhan on the screen, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Call number 1990116. Please say your first name.
Oh, Mr. Mooneyhan,
Yes, ma'am.
you're not allowed to wear shorts in court. Where did you think you were coming today?
Ma'am, I realized that this morning when they came in. I came in, they told me that. I'm sorry. It's the only thing I had clean.
All right, I don't know what is happening with today's society where people think shorts are okay for a courtroom.
I apologize, ma'am.
All right, what's happening with Mr. Mooneyhan, Dan?
I've conferred with the ADA, Williamson, and I will speak with my clients and just requesting a reset, Your Honor. I believe this is the first setting.
All right, and is there outstanding discovery on this case?
No, I don't believe so, Your Honor. I think I've gotten everything that's been posted to date.
All right, and so have you received an offer from the state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Norma? Mr. Mooneyhan, can you give this a 30-day reset, please?
April 13th.
All right, I'll see you on April 13th, and April 13th is your plea deadline date.
Okay, and is Mr. Mooneyhan excused?
Yes, he's excused, and Mr. Mooneyhan,
Yes, ma'am.
when next you show up to court, you need to be dressed appropriately. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And so I don't want to see you showing up to court wearing pants and then you come in with an inappropriate shirt. This is the courtroom. Do you understand? All right, you are excused. We'll see you back on April 13th.
And I'll call you, Curtis.
All right.
Thank you. Your Honor, may I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you. Y'all have a nice day.
All right, you too. And Jonathan Pettis, are we ready on your client?
I'm back, Judge. I believe all the paperwork's been signed and sent back to Norma.
Okay, and your client is Ayala, right?
Yes,
Ayala?
yeah, Diego Ayala.
Okay, I'm going to send you and your client to a breakout room. And I will send you to breakout room number 1. There's another attorney there with his client, but it's just to make sure that all of your paperwork is complete.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Actually, number 2, sorry. And Mr. Ayala, if you'll go to 2, please. Charles Blanc, you're back.
Yes, Judge, may I confer with Alexandra again, please, on Mr. Wyatt's case? And also, did you get the B page squared away on Mr. Shields?
Yes, that's been completed.
Okay, thank you. If I can break out again with Alexandra, I would appreciate it.
All right, I'll send you to number 3.
Thank you.
And Mr. Ayala, if you could go to breakout room number 2, please. Chris Simpkins.
Yes, Judge.
Hi, are you here for something?
Yes, I was back at 10:30 for Ms. Starks.
Okay.
Judge, I sent you a chat that the defendant is in the courtroom. She showed up.
Okay. All right, she's in the courtroom. Have you had a chance to confer with the state?
I conferred with Mr. Brown.
All right, to the courtroom. Could you have Ms. Starks go to breakout room number 4, please?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Starks. Yes, ma'am. Come here. No. Just keep your mask on. Make sure you...
All right, and courtroom, what room are you in?
17.
All right, thank you. All right, Norma on Latimer. Do you want to recall his case for tomorrow then?
I can send him an email and I can recall it for tomorrow, Judge.
Okay. All right, Norma on Valerie Hernandez.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll just recall it for Monday. I see what you're saying, but just so we can have John Kuntz here and he can, maybe we can hear the application for the PR bond.
So you want me to recall him when? On Monday, you said?
You said that John Kuntz asked to be recalled for Friday.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's just recall it for Friday. We'll hear the PR bond motion and she doesn't necessarily have to be here for that.
Okay.
And can somebody see what happened with Rebecca?
You want me to text her?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Judge, she had an appointment and she had the day off, so somebody was supposed to cover for her and didn't show up.
All right, so we're going to get a probation here. Who would that
Yes,
be?
they already contacted the supervisor. They're trying to get someone here.
All right, thank you. So you're here for Ms. Starks. What is going on with Ms. Starks? You're muted.
I conferred with the state. I've got a good contact number with her. We've got a potential plea bargain that we need to work on. I need to discuss a few details with her now that we have contact to see if we can actually iron everything out. That's for a short reset.
What is a short reset?
2 weeks.
All right, Norma, can you recall this for 2 weeks?
The 22nd?
All right, we'll recall for March 22nd. And Ms. Starks, if you want to wear a hat, you can wear a hat, but the court is not accepting bonnets in this courtroom. Do you understand?
I do.
So we'll see you back on March 22nd.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge. Maybe excuse?
Yes. Charles, you're back on Mr. Wyatt or whatever.
I
his
am
name-
back, Judge. I conferred with Alexandra again. I'd like to get one more reset. We're waiting for a drug test on a case to come back so we can try to make a package deal.
All right, so when is that going to happen?
I think within the month they should, I would hope they'd have the drug test back within a month.
Alexandra?
Yes, Judge. I don't know who is handling this case. I'll look into it. I would think that the drug labs will be back pretty soon. It's been about 2 months since the date of the offense.
They take about 2 to 3.
Okay, 2 to 3. Okay, so
2 to 3 what?
Months for the drug labs to get back.
From the date of the offense.
So
what's the date of the offense? Because it's like
January. So we're
all
about,
right. Norma, can you recall? I know we had set Mr. Wyatt for tomorrow. Can you recall this for next month, please? 30 days.
April 13th?
That's fine.
All right. And Charles, talk to your client about his appearance.
I will, Judge.
All right, we'll see you April 13th.
Okay, Mr. Wyatt, you can leave the meeting. Call my office, please.
Oh, he's not here. He's in a breakout room.
Okay.
If you'll
That's
go
fine.
back to the breakout room and tell him to please leave.
Yes, I sure will. Thank you.
You're welcome. I believe he's in number 1. I'll send you to 1. Kevin Hernandez.
Yes, Judge.
All right. This is the case where conditions need to be, I put you in 1, Charles. All right, Kevin, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Okay.
Courtroom, you could go to breakout room number 4, please.
What's going on in number 4?
I'll join you there.
Okay.
All right, and to the clerks in the back, could I have the file back on 2020 CR 6659, please?
Yes, Judge, I'll take it to you right now.
Thank you. I just need to change the date on that. So we're just waiting on Soto and Ayala. And Norma, did you have any contact with Guillermo, Laura?
Judge, Matt Allen is taking care of that one.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, who's the prosecutor on Mr. Soto?
I had been talking to Tom.
I can do it.
All right.
Matt, I'm gonna chat you.
Okay.
Probation officer I called, and Rebecca.
There, and the probation is in there. All right, Mr. Soto, I need you to unmute it. I need you to show your video.
Yes, Judge.
All right, court is calling 2019 CR 7691, State of Texas versus Sergio Soto. We're gonna have parties announced for the record for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense.
Matthew Allen.
And are you Mr. Soto?
Yes, Judge.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections to us proceeding by video, state?
No objection.
Defense?
No objections.
Mr. Soto, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you an application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Judge.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
We have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Soto, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, Judge.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge. We are going forward on the lesser included misdemeanor, but I'm unsure if it's a Class A or Class B. Matt, do you know?
Should be a Class A.
All right. Can I see you all in the breakout room, please?
Yes, Judge.
See you in breakout room number 2. And Mr. Allen, if you can go to breakout room number 2, please. And Mr. Soto, just give us a moment. We'll be right back. All right, and Mr. Soto, I'm going to send you and your client to breakout room number, if you'll go to breakout room number 3, please. And your client will meet you there. And who are the attorneys on Diego Ayala?
I'm right here, Judge. Jonathan Pettis.
All right, who's the prosecutor on this?
Jordan Brown.
All right. And Matthew Allen, if you go to breakout room number 3, please.
Yes, Judge.
All right, and Jordan Brown, if I can meet you in breakout room number 2. And Jonathan, can you go back to number 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ayala, can you go to number 2, please? And Brenna, if you could meet us in number 2, please. All right, everyone who came from the breakout room, make sure you unmute, please. Court is calling 2020 CR 2730, State of Texas versus Diego Ayala. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Jordan Brown.
for the defense?
Jonathan Pettis on behalf of Mr. Ayala.
And are you Mr. Ayala?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Ayala, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conferencing. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Next, Mr. Ayala, I'm showing you a document entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Ayala, I'm showing you a document entitled Court's Admonishment and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand what you're charged with is injury to the elderly, bodily injury? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked? The court can find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor, he's been able to assist me.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he is currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ayala, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, there's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. State recommends deferred adjudication. You are to attend Alcohol Anonymous or an equivalent program. There's to be no contact with Ronald. How do you pronounce the last name? Someone help me with this.
Maestas, I believe, Judge. Maestas.
Maestas. It's M-A-E-S-T-A-S.
Maestas, same thing, Judge.
Okay, so it's Maestas. All right, can we go off the record, Brenna? You know, as a side note, when I was in elementary school, we were always taught that when two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. So that's how I'm reading these names. So that A should be talking and that E should be silent, but I'm learning something new. All right, we're back on the record. I'm going to show you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court.
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. The state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 60 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense is charging the indictment. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
Yes, Judge. State offers States Exhibit 1 and attachments.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Ayala, I'm going to show you a document entitled Waiving Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses, statements, and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing States Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. We'll come back for sentencing, and I'll request the TAP evaluation. Norma, what date should we come back for sentencing on Mr. Ayala?
Sorry, Judge, I was having a hard time unmuting. Give me 1 second. Does it have to be in person, Judge, or not?
No.
Okay, it would be, we can do April 19th.
All right, we're going to come back. Let me just see. That's not good. I'm not going to be here on April 19th.
We can do April 16th.
All right, we're going to come back on April 16th for sentencing. I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Probation will meet you at a breakout room, and they will tell you what you need to do. Mr. Ayala, it's very important that you make all your appointments with probation. My decision on your application will be based upon a pre-sentence report that I received and any other evidence that's presented to me. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about anything?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Kevin, if you can go back to breakout room number 4, and I'll send Mr. Ayala to 4.
Can I get his case number?
His case number is?
I got it for you. 2020 CR 2730.
Thank you.
Yes, Judge.
2730. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4. And then after that, you all don't need to come back to the main room. You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. I appreciate your patience.
All righty. Thank you, Judge.
All right. All right. Are we ready on Mr. Soto?
And Your Honor, may I be excused?
Yes.
Perfect. Those Spanish last names, they don't follow the same rules, Judge.
They don't. I'm quickly learning.
You know,
I'm like,
because all of the vowels are pronounced soft, you know, not hard. You know, normally
okay.
Maestra would be it's maestra, you know, it's kind of everything's soft.
Okay, I'm gonna remember that.
And then there's the Texas pronunciation and the correct pronunciation.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's streets up in Austin, it's Guadalupe and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I tell you what, try listening when I'm driving and GPS comes on. They're always like Bexar County.
Oh yeah, Bexar County.
Yeah. So I'm trying to, work on Spain, but I can't be in Spain because of COVID. This is a trip that was like 2 years in the making. And
Oh, man.
looks like it's not going to be 2 years till it happens.
Exactly. It'll be nice when we can all travel again, but that'll be good. That'll be good to go and see some of that culture. It's
Yeah,
good.
well, it's a international CLE.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Very
and
cool.
so Spain was going to be the next one because that's what everybody voted for.
Uh-huh.
So I'd already lined up for us to go to the courts, meet the judges there, how they do things, and COVID hit.
Well, hopefully, the world will get back to normal and you can go sooner and later. And then, the best part about traveling is trying all the good food. Really.
That is so true. I miss that.
Yeah, that's the best part. So,
all right. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you, guys. Thank you, Jordan. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. All right. Does anyone have an update on the Soto matter?
I sent Matt the paperwork like 1 minute ago, so he's probably just over it.
So here's the thing, because, I promised everybody we will be breaking at noon, but this is our last case. So we can stay here and finish this last case, or we can take our break. And I see people saying,
why don't we stay, finish it, and then also come back anyways, just to hang out?
Okay, I like that. I'm fine with that.
No, I'm always a fan of finishing in the morning if it's a possibility.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jordan will be our representative for our office. You can do the after.
Okay.
But I think on Friday you had wanted to do Festivus. I think there's also a CLE, an internal CLE for our office. I think it's a little bit after though, so I'm not sure. I think it's at 1:30. But I just wanted to let you know.
If we can even get in. The last one was full like 20 minutes before it started. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's true. It's wait, 2 o'clock?
I don't know what time it is. Let me check. I think it's on my calendar.
Okay. Matthew, did you get all the paperwork?
Yes, we should have everything signed now.
Oh, no.
All right, let me see if I have it. Yes, I do.
I think it's at 1:30, Judge, but 1 or 1:30, but just so you have a heads up.
Oh, what is that, 1:30?
Not today, on Friday, we have that Festivus meeting scheduled.
Oh, yes.
But we also have an internal CLE for the prosecutors. I think it starts at 1 or 1:30. I can't remember.
Okay, we can move that. Mr. Soto, you are with Matthew Allen?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, all right, we'll figure out the Festivus meeting. All right, to the clerks in the back, you should have that document.
Yes, Judge.
And Kevin, we just have one more case. Oh, you're muted.
It's at 2.
Sorry, is it coming up or you already did it?
No, we're doing it in just a moment.
Okay.
That CLE is at 2, Judge.
Okay.
Based
Oh,
on
that should be
past
enough time.
experience, we have to sign in like 20 minutes early to get in. So I don't know if there's a conflict there or not. I guess we'll see.
Okay. All right. If you guys have we'll discuss it once we're off YouTube.
Judge, is it the DA's paperwork?
Yes, it's been
Okay.
sent.
Okay, I got it. Judge, this next person, is it going to be a PSI or it's going to be granted?
I think it's going to be granted.
This would be Mr. Soto, correct?
Yes. And the cause number is 2019 CR 7691. And it's my understanding that he's pleading to a misdemeanor.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, if everyone is ready, Brenda, you're ready? The court is going to call 2019 CR 7691, State of Texas versus Sergio Soto. If I can have parties announced for the record for the state.
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense.
Matthew Allen.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state or the defense?
No objection.
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Sergio, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conferencing. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you the application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Judge.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case? And did you review that discovery with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Soto, I'm showing you a document entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Judge.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge, we're going forward on the lesser included Class A theft.
Any objections?
No objections.
Mr. Soto, I'm showing you a document entitled Court's Admonishment and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand that the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of theft, $750 to $2,500? That's a Class A misdemeanor. The range of punishment is up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Judge.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Judge.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail
Yes, Judge.
and up to a $4,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Soto, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
I am, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of theft, $750 to $2,500. There's a $500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense is that the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Your Honor.
State is that the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court.
Yes, Your
Did you
Honor.
understand? Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for 1 year. There be a TAP evaluation, a $500 donation to the San Antonio Food Bank, and CATS 1 and 2 course. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense of theft, $750 to $2,500 as a Class A misdemeanor. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea.
Yes, State offers States Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Any objections?
No objections.
Mr. Soto, I'm going to show you a document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you have a chance to review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just that we've reached this agreement since this case happened. Mr. Soto's gotten married. He has a young child. We're confident that he can put this case behind him. Obviously, he knows the consequences if he doesn't follow through with deferred. But we're confident that he'll be able to show the court that he's going to follow those conditions and won't be back.
All right, from what I read in the police report, that there were children already in the house when the police showed up at his house.
Yes, he has. I'm sorry, he's had another child since then.
All right, Mr. Soto, where do you work?
I'm self-employed. I buy and sell phones.
Well, I mean, how are you buying and selling phones when you just been charged from reading the police report? You were buying and selling stolen phones. So is he still buying and selling stolen phones?
No, Judge. Obviously, from the reading of the case, and we've sat down and explained to Mr. Soto the precautions that he needs to take and the red flags that came up in what he should have known, and that's why he's taking this plea.
So where is he getting phones to buy and sell?
I get it from R2 facilities now. The R2 facilities are recycling plants. They are bought from auction, from Sprint auction, Verizon auctions, where we get provided invoices. I used to buy off the street, and I used to ask people for IDs and make sure the phones weren't stolen. So now the R2 facilities, the way they provide the phones to us, we buy by bulk. So
okay, so here's the thing. Let's be 100% honest here. I read the police report. That wasn't you asking for ID and making sure that you didn't buy stolen phones, because I read the police report. You knew you were buying stolen merchandise.
The police report is written incorrect.
Oh, you want a jury trial?
Can I go back to the break room?
Sure. If you want a jury trial, we'll give you a jury trial. All right, Matthew, I will send you with your client to breakout room. Let me see, what breakout room were you in? If you'll go to breakout room number 4, please.
Okay.
Judge, I just sent you an email.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Allen, yes, are we going to a jury trial?
No, Judge, I've talked with Mr. Soto. We do want to continue to move forward.
All right. I don't know, how are we going to address the issue with conditions of his probation? He is, I found there's sufficient evidence to find him guilty that he committed this crime. And the crime was, in street terminology, buying hot phones. And he's telling me he's still buying phones.
Yes, Judge. And what Mr. Soto was explaining is he now, I think, has a much better actual business practice of he goes through a company that does recycled phones. He gets invoices for those phones, and those phones, the invoices and history will show that the phones from that R2 company were purchased at auction from Sprint or Verizon or T-Mobile. And so there's a paper trail of those phones being legitimately bought and then again legitimately sold by Mr. Soto. And that's his sole job. That's how he supports himself and his family.
State?
Yes, Judge.
I mean, he's arrested for contacting people to buy stolen phones. And he's still in the buying phone business. So is there going to be an issue with him doing that as an occupation?
From our standpoint, I don't believe so if he's doing it the way that he is saying that he's doing it now. Yeah.
All right. And Mr. Soto, are you in bed?
I'm sitting down, Judge, and I'm wearing my pants, my shoes, and everything. I just sat down, but here I'm over here. I'm not in bed, Judge. I'm just sitting down.
Okay. All right, Mr. Soto, if you're tested today, what are the results going to be?
I've smoked CBD only, Judge. That's it.
You won't be doing any more of that. You're going to get a UA today. So I'm going to sentence you to a $500 fine. That'll be probated. 1 year deferred adjudication. There's to be a UA today.
Judge, I believe Mr. Soto is in Dallas right now.
Where are you?
Dallas, Texas, Judge. But I could be there later this afternoon or tomorrow morning.
Okay, why are you in Dallas?
Well, because I came to buy from R2 facilities, Judge. That's the only way I can take care of my family. I'm a ex-felon. I did time already, Judge, and finding a job is real hard as a federal ex-prisoner, and I don't want to go back to prison at all because this is how I feed my family. I go to the R2 facilities, the auctions, and I have to be present to take care of my family. That's how I fend for my family. That's how I provide for my kids.
All right, $500 fine, 1 year's deferred adjudication, $500 to the San Antonio Food Bank in lieu of community service hours, CATS 1 and CATS 2. There's to be regular Zoom reporting to probation. There is to be regular UAs. If defendant provides a negative UA, then you'll have the option of receiving the patch or continuing with regular UAs. And probation will explain to you what the patch is. There's to be proof of employment within 30 days. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
No, Judge.
No, Your Honor.
I'm sorry,
Probation, is there anything else he needs?
No, Judge, I just wanted to clarify. It was $500 to the food bank?
Yes,
Okay. And cats 1 and 2, what is that?
that's a theft course.
The theft course. Okay.
Yes, it's a course to tell people don't steal. I could give that course in 5 seconds. Mr. Soto, don't steal. Don't take what doesn't belong to you. Don't get somebody else to take something that doesn't belong to you and then sell it. That's the course. However, maybe they will have something else to tell you. Mr.
And-
Soto, I'm showing you a document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Soto, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3. Probation will meet you there, go over conditions.
Judge, as far as the UA is concerned, how do you want to do it? So is it still today, or do you want to give it till
No,
tomorrow?
he can just do regular UAs,
Regular
and that
UAs,
can be,
okay.
and that can start tomorrow.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, and then if you can explain to him about the pack since he's traveling.
Okay. And you're gonna allow travel for work, so I can put it in there?
Yes, he's allowed to travel for work.
Okay.
All right, and that will be it. And we're going to close for today off of YouTube. So hopefully everybody will be kind. I told Brent, I told everybody, make kindness a verb instead of a noun. Go forth and be kind.